Hey kids, have you ever experienced a real summer storm? I mean the kind with the rain and the thunder, the lightning, the wind, and the whole 9 yards? Well, where I grew up in Canada, summer storms happened all the time. They weren't unheard of, but boy, did they sure make me feel afraid and small in all their power. You know, storms happen not just in weather, they happen all around us. COVID happens to be a storm that we're all facing right now. It's something that happens around us that makes us feel very small and very powerless. But you know, God hasn't created us to feel small and powerless. We are His children and He has made a way for us. It kind of reminds me of a story. There was one time that Jesus was getting into a boat with his buddies after preaching, and they wanted to go to the other side of the lake. While they were in the boat, Jesus fell asleep. I know, have you ever been in a boat and been rocked gently back and forth? That's probably what happened to Jesus. He fell asleep on a cushion, it said. But as he was sleeping and the boat was crossing the lake, a big storm brew, and the wind began to pick up, and the waves got bigger and bigger, and his friends got really scared. Do you know what Jesus did? They woke him up and said, "Jesus, don't you care?" The story is found in the book of Mark, chapter 4, verse 39. I want you to look at this. It says, "He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, 'Quiet, be still.' Then the wind died down and it was completely calm." You know why this is really important? Because Jesus's words have power. Do you remember at the very beginning of the Bible when we talk about creation, God didn't have to roll up his sleeves or get his hands dirty to create the world. All he did was speak the words, and there they were. Now I want you to understand that when Jesus said, "Peace, be still," to the storm, it wasn't a magical spell. He didn't have to throw up any fairy dust or do some kind of a fancy dance to make it stop. Jesus is God, and the wind and the waves had to obey. Isn't that amazing? That's the kind of God we serve. That's who stands by you in your storm, whether it be a storm outside like this blustery wind, or COVID, or something that's going on inside your family. It doesn't matter. That powerful God stands next to you. Well, how do we tap into his calm and his peace? By reading his word, by spending time in his word. Remember, his words have power. I want to share with you a very important verse, one of my all-time favorites. It is found in the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, and it starts in verse 25. Grab hold of these words today. It says this, "To whom will you compare me? Or who is my equal, says the Holy One. Lift your eyes and look to the heavens. Who created these? He who brings out the starry host one by one and calls forth each one of them by name. Because of his great power and mighty strength, not one of them is missing." Then jump over to verse 28. It says this, "Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those that wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Is that not amazing? I love the way it says, "Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God." This reference here to eagles, it says they will soar on wings like eagles, is really important. Did you know that eagles have the ability to fly above a storm? They don't have to go through the rain and the wind. They can go so high that the storm is down here and this is where they are. That's where God holds you. That's where God wants you to be. Spend some time in Isaiah chapter 40. Get to know this mighty God who wants to be your strength and hold your hand through the storms of life. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.